The brand new BMW G42 2 Series is certainly controversial when it comes to the looks department. But what I've found out in the past few days of driving it is that it is brilliant to drive. But what if you want to drive this thing a lot, perhaps on a long trip? How economical is it on the highway? This is Christopher Brower here with Daily Motor, and today we're doing the highway fuel economy test on the 2022 BMW M240i xDrive. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look around it. Maybe controversial, but this one is finished in an absolutely beautiful color BMW likes to call Thunder Night Metallic. It's a dark purple. BMW is always known for making really nice purple colors, and this one is no exception. Interesting shape on those taillights there as well. And overall, a slightly larger car than before. It's a little bit longer, a little bit wider than the old 2 Series, but the looks are growing on me, and I like it quite a bit more than when I saw it in the press reveal photos. Also worth mentioning, while we're out here, we are running on some Continental snow tires today, so that will slightly impact our fuel economy result, and we'll make sure to factor that in at the end of the test. All right, let's go ahead and drive over to the gas pump and get started. So then, why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's fuel economy test, which gives this BMW M240i 32 miles per gallon on the highway, only averages 48 miles per hour, and we know that some people like to take their cars on long distance road trips, so that's what we're here to find out today. How does it do in more of a real world scenario? So what we're going to do is drive out 50 miles and back 50 miles, averaging 70 miles per hour. We'll get the cruise control set at 72 to hopefully average 70 miles per hour throughout the whole test. A couple things worth noting. Outside temperature is 29 degrees, so just below freezing. Tires have been filled up to their door placard indicated 38 PSI cold. We're driving through a bunch of slush here in the Shell parking lot. Also, once I set off, I'll be setting the climate control to 73 degrees auto to keep a nice consistent temperature in the cabin, as well as just running a baseline for our fuel economy test. All right, let's go ahead and shut this thing off and get our first fill. BMW M recommends Shell quality fuels. Well, we are using the recommended fuel. And of course, whilst driving a BMW, premium fuel is the fuel of choice. So that's what we'll be running today. All right, and just under 9 gallons in there for our first fill. Drowned out by the sound of a Duramax. Ooh, lots of slush to get off myself today. All right, and before we start the car up, we're going to go ahead and reset the trip computer. There we go. All right, we're going to go ahead and run this car in Eco Pro mode to be as economical as possible. We do have a few drive modes in this car, Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus, but today we're going to be using Eco Pro. All right, well, the highway is about half a mile away from here. I will catch up with you guys once I am merging on. What is that? All right, merging onto the highway now. Now, the purpose of this test is not to hypermile. We're going to get on here, set our cruise control at a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour, and drive normally. I'm not going to draft anyone or do anything that a Honda Insight driver would normally do. Just going to drive normally and see what this car would get on just a very normal road trip at 70 miles per hour if Mr. Jeep Compass decides to actually accelerate. Actually, it's a Hyundai Accent that's causing the backup here. Let's go ahead and try out this sun visor. Not too bad of a performance. All right, we've got that set to 72. All right, looks like 70, 73 indicated on the speedo is going to be our true to speed 72. All right, well, first impressions, this thing rides pretty smooth down the highway. Of course, it's not a full M car. It's not going to be as stiff as an M car. Adaptive cruise can be adjusted right here on the steering wheel. We're going to set that for the closest normal speed for a Dodge Ram there, about 120. All right, well, I'm going to hang out here at about 73 miles per hour, and I'll catch up with you guys in about 95 miles. Guys, getting the test wrapped up here. The Sky is doing great rear view mirror, so that has been an absolute treat, and so has this car. I mean, it's been very nice on the highway. Obviously not the most comfortable thing in the world. It is still a 2 Series, so it's not going to be the most plush pillow ride, you know, in the world, but it hasn't beaten me up. I don't have a sore back or anything like that, so I'd call that a win. Indicated on the cluster, 33.7 miles per gallon over what the car thinks is 102 miles, but the entire journey is 102.2, so that's slightly off. So I would guess that the indicated miles per gallon is slightly off as well. So we'll have to take a look and see how it actually did once we get back to the pump. But overall, pretty good experience. Radar guided cruise control does a fantastic job. Lane keep assist is pretty good as well. All right, well, I will see you guys once I pull up to the pump, get some gas in this thing, and then we will do some math. All right, and 3.16 gallons in there for our final fill. Let's hop in here and do some math. All right, so we know our journey there on the highway is exactly 102.2 miles, and the car took 3.165 gallons, giving us a final read there of 32.29. So rounding down to 32, rounding up to 33. 32 miles per gallon. This vehicle has not only exceeded EPA, but it's exceeded EPA on snow tires. I think you could safely add another mile per gallon onto there, making this over 33 miles per gallon. Also, it's freezing cold out, so very impressive performance from this BMW M240i. Also, effective cruising range on the highway, 32.29 whatever, times a 13.7 gallon tank, gives you an effective highway cruising range of 440 miles. These BMWs can go so far on one tank of fuel. All right, so pretty impressive work here from this BMW M240i. Comfortable on the highway, great to drive, very economical, 33 MPG, 440 miles of cruising range. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this Daily Motor highway fuel economy test here today. This has been Christopher Brower with Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.